socially inspired, scripturally engaging. Welcome to Kitchen Table Talk.
So nice to have you here this morning, Toyin.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was talking with your manager. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's good. She's
Please
awesome.
just send my love to her. Thank
I
you.
will.
So everyone, this is amazing. You know what? So I've been listening to Toyin, let me say about a year ago.
Hmm.
And I've been following her and I watch all the things that she's been doing and how she's been providing solutions to so many people's concern when it comes to financial balancing.
Hmm.
And so this day, I was just thinking, like, what question are we going to be asking Toyin? What question are we going to be asking her? But the first
Hmm.
thing is, please, can we meet you, Toyin?
All right. Are we live? Are we live already?
We're live on Facebook already.
Hi guys. Good to see you all. Glad I came ready.
Okay, yes.
Let me actually let my people know that we are live right now so that they can go
We
ahead
are
and share
live.
it with our network as well.
Yes.
There we go. There we
So
go.
I'm doing the same thing.
All right. All right, everybody. Let me put on my headphones. I didn't know I came into the stage. So I'm just gonna
You
just
did,
hook
you
this up.
did. You came to the kitchen table stage, so you're welcome.
Came right to the kitchen table. Okay, so
Yes,
you wanna meet me or get to know.
yes, please.
So my name's Toyin Crandell. For those of you guys who don't know me, I am a high performance success and wealth coach. I'm a best-selling author of this book right here, Money Mindset Shift.
Shift, yes.
The top 9 myths that keep Christians stuck financially, and how to shift them. So how to get unstuck, live debt free, and build wealth. I am also an international speaker, and I specialize in helping people really break the mindsets that they have around money that has kept them limited, whether that looks like a lack of growth in their business, lack of revenue despite all the work they're doing, or even with your career, doing all the work, working hard, but money never seems to work for you. Our specialty is in helping you to change that narrative practically and on a neuroscience level. So I'm certified in neuroscience as well as a Ramsey Master Financial Coach. And then the second piece of what we do is um, we help people sorry, I got a message
That's fine.
as I was just
I
saying that.
know when you're live and you're getting all this text
Exactly. It's
message,
like
I
all these
get it.
notifications. Um, we help people to get very clear on exactly what God is saying. So when you get the money story right, because
Yes.
that's the first piece that we do, because we find that the money story tends to distract people a lot,
Mhm.
right? So when you get the money story right, then we look into, okay, how do you hear the voice of God? How do you actually do the thing he's calling you to do?
Do.
And how do you make sure that your relationships, like how do you live out your purpose and your calling
Right.
completely without being limited because of other areas of your life, like your relationship with God or family relationships and time management and all of that jazz.
That's good. That's interesting. I saw that you are the CEO of Toyin Crandell Coaching.
That's right.
So do you just coach on finances alone?
Yeah, so no, we do not. So Toyin Crandall Coaching does both the financial coaching piece that I mentioned, but we also have a strong arm where we coach on purpose. So
Oh,
knowing and identifying your purpose, your calling, and actually pursuing the thing that God has placed you on this planet to do. Our biggest thing, our biggest focus is making sure that every single person on this planet is free to do
mm,
the thing they were placed on this planet to
to
do.
do.
So even when we coach on finances, the reason we coach on finances is because when you are stuck financially, often you're not able to do what God has put you on this planet to do. Like when you're working for bills all the time, morning till night, like that's all you're thinking of, or you're running your business and it's not producing the way that it should be producing. You don't even get to focus on why did we create the business, because you're so focused on this business needs to survive and I have bills to pay. So we do the finance coaching so you can be set free financially to do what God has placed you on the planet. But then we also do the purpose coaching, because for some people, you have the money, that stuff is figured out, but it's like there's something missing. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It feels like God's trying to say something to me and I can't really hear what it is. Yeah. And so we coach people in being able to hear for themselves what God is saying to them in that season of their lives, in this season of your life, and to make decisions and actually do what he is telling you to do right now. So that's what we start to coach people around as well.
That's right. Thank you so much. One of the things I want you to know is that you've influenced a lot of people. So you are a mentor to so many that you don't know. And so many out. So in that regard, I came across you in such a way that I'm like, see this Black girl, magic, passionately doing what she loves most. And that really, really, and apart from that, I now see that you're not just that girl alone, you're that Christian girl who's doing amazing things. So that really, 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 really just give me that comfort of wanting to talk to you and wanting to hear your voice as to what we should be doing. Now, during this coronavirus stay home, what have you been doing?
Everything. That's what I've been doing. It's so funny. I was talking to a friend, and I talked to so many friends of mine. I'm like catching up with people. And, you know, I was talking to one friend and she was like, Toyin, I'm so bored. It's just by the time the month has gone, you've run out of what to do again.
Yes.
And I laughed so hard. I'm like, if you know how busy I have become. So it's not just about being busy, but how productive we've been. This is a season I really believe has woken a lot of people up.
That's good.
Many people are waking up to two things. Many people are waking up right now to the fact that, one, if you don't have your money story right, you can get caught sideways anytime.
That's true.
Most people did not foresee. Nobody, well, I'll say nobody. Maybe some of the government people were planning something. I don't know.
No, we don't know.
Most of us were not foreseeing when we were looking at 2020.
Yes.
That there was going to be a global pandemic.
That's right.
That we would all be in our homes, that we would not be able to go grocery shopping like you used to before. You would not be driving your car like you used to before.
You will not
and
be
that as men, we will not be patsying anymore. Like, and most people who have been laid off, no one foresaw being laid off.
That's right.
En masse like this. Like, it's one thing for one company to go through a hard time and say, okay, we're going to lay people off. It's another thing when you have thousands of companies.
That's right.
Laying off tens of thousands of people.
Millions.
Not only that, millions.
Thank
you. It's true. Millions of people have been filing for unemployment at this stage.
Yes.
And so you have millions of people who have lost their jobs. You have tons of people who have, even if they are still working their job, they're now aware of the instability of the economy.
That's right.
They're now aware of the fact that, listen, the government's job is not to pay for my life. The government cannot take care of me. The government cannot take care of my family. So if I don't have something for myself,
that's right.
If I don't create something for my family, if I can't become my own bank, who is going to take care of me? Banks are stressed. So like, you guys already know some of the banks are saying, okay, we'll delay mortgages, but then you're seeing all the news articles where the banks are now saying, we can't even take it anymore. We can't do this. So now if you have banks are struggling, like, I need to be able, when crisis happens, to be present and take care of my family. And many people right now are starting to look at how much money they've earned in the past. Because if you're an average adult, let's even use like a not so great earning amount. I'm
Okay.
just pulling up my
You guys
calculator right now.
get your pen and
Yeah.
write.
That's right. Get your calculators out because we're about to do some work out here.
That's
so
right.
if you have been earning, give me a number.
So
Yitzi.
been earning, are you looking
Annual,
annually?
like an annual
Annually?
amount. Yeah.
Say
Average.
45,000. Let's
say 45,000. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So let's say this person is about 43 years old.
Okay, 43
And
years.
you've been earning $45,000 since you were, let's just make it easy. Let's say since you were 23, you graduated from university, you got in entry level, you started at 37, and now you have been at 45. You didn't get any raises. That would be a problem, okay?
That's right.
But you didn't get any raises, but it's okay. You've been at 45. You've been really comfortable. So it's been since you were 23. So that's 20 years you've been
20
working.
years, okay.
So now 20 years, you've been earning $45,000. That person has had $900,000 come through your pocket.
900,000. Throughout that 20 years, yeah.
$900,000. That's not counting bonuses. That's not counting raises. That's not counting the side hustle you did where you got this extra little something.
The gift.
That's not counting settlements. That's not counting gifts, money that people gave to you. That's just $900,000 just from one job with stagnation for 20 years.
20 years, okay.
But I chose it that way because sometimes it dips, maybe you missed a year and then it goes back up and it goes up and down. So that's okay. Let's say it's $900,000.
Okay.
Many people are starting to realize, $900,000 has come through my hands and I have debt. And I owe money.
I owe money.
I need a loan for my car.
That's right.
I can't just get my car cash. I'm worried about how I'm going to pay for, I want to put my kid in private school and I can't do that.
That's right.
This COVID thing has happened and I have no emergency fund. And $900,000 has passed through. I've worked for it. That's one wake-up call I'm seeing many people begin to have. And so we're literally having so many people right now put their hand up and say, Toyin, enough is enough. It's time for me to get my own bank. It's time for me to know exactly what I'm doing with my money, to make money work for me, because the next 20 years can't look like the last 20 years. That's the first thing I'm noticing in this crisis. The second thing that I'm noticing in this crisis is people are also waking up to purpose.
That's right.
And what do I mean by that? Because many people didn't foresee the deaths that are happening. And the truth is, I think that it's difficult for many, and it's also a gift to all of us to realize the fragility of life. Because the truth is, many people have been dying every single year.
That's right.
From many different things. That's why I talk about purpose all the time. That's why I talk about it all day long, because you don't know how long you have on this planet. You don't. And it doesn't take COVID to wake you up to that. How many people wake up in the morning and they think, yep, they're making plans. Like I have people that I know who had plans for this year before COVID ever started and are not here anymore. See? And it's just, I live with this reality of, what is my life going to count for when I die? And I think many people are starting to wake up to realize, listen, this is bigger than money.
Than money, that's right.
This is bigger than conversation. This is bigger than COVID. This is bigger than anything. I need to know what God is asking me to do. And I actually need to start to do it. Because so many times we talk. I'm called to blank. God told me I should blank, but I'll do it one day. I'll just wait. My destiny it's my destiny. I know eventually. And every day you talk about it, it's in the future. Until you're off the planet and you literally, I have as a present reality the day that I stand before God and he's going to ask all of us, what did you do with your time? Oh, but Toyin, that's not how it works. Jesus died on the cross and he paid the price. I have no price to pay. I just get to enjoy. I have salvation. That's right. I have a relationship with God, and we just cool.
I'm just gonna be fine.
That's right. And you don't realize, yes, you're not gonna have to pay the price for your sin anymore. Jesus died on the cross so that you are fully forgiven from your sin. Yes. The Bible also says in Corinthians that there is a throne of God that we're going to stand before, and he's going to judge our work.
Based on our work. That's right. Speak it. Yep.
He's going to look at what we did. But God doesn't care what I do. God doesn't care, like all he wants is my heart. All he wants is my heart. Mm-hmm. All he wants is my song. And here's the truth. If God has your heart, he has your body. That's right. If God has your heart, he has your actions. If God has your heart, he has your business. If God has your heart, he has your career.
Your brain.
If God has your heart, he has your brain. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so if those things, if you're not investing into learning to hear what God is saying to you, this is the last thing I'm going to say about this, because I feel like it's in there. I'm just adding fuel on fire.
No, you're almost doing everything.
Honestly, I'm going to say one last thing about this, then I'll say, okay, what's the next question?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you say you love God, and if you say you have a relationship with God, it needs to look like something. And many of us are satisfied with investing time and money into everything else.
Everything else.
What do I mean? I mean, we will invest time and money into our education. So in our field, and trust me, I love education. I have my degree. I am certified in what I'm doing. Like, I really like reading and studying and learning and growing, right? So we pick a field and we study it. And you'll see people will invest $50,000 in their first degree, $200,000 by the time they get some master's done. Like, they invest and they invest and they invest in the subject and then they work in that subject for 50 years. Let's say they worked for 50 years. They worked from the time they were 20 to the time they were 70 years old. But they never invested time. And through those 50 years, they invested more in self-development and learning, just learning all the skills, communication, leadership, all of these things that I love and I do. But they don't quite know how to hear the voice of God. They don't quite know how to do what God's telling them to do. Like, for some of you guys that are watching, you know what God's telling you to do, but you always stop. You start, you stop. You start, you never finish. You start, you never finish. And you don't know why. And instead of investing time and finance into learning that, the most important piece of your life, we do what we've always done, what we've seen everybody else do, and put value to the thing that's going to be 50 years long, to get to the age of 70, to finally learn how to hear God's voice somehow, because it just fell on your lap. And God says, but that's all you were doing for those 50 years isn't what I was telling you. You knew this is what I wanted you to do instead. Yeah. And you started it, you quit. You started it and you quit. And then, so the question that I have for so many of us to ask ourselves right now is, if I'm going to invest time and money into learning all these things, isn't it best for me to invest time and money to know for a fact?
For sure. Yeah, that's right.
That's what he wants of my life. That is my calling. That is my purpose, before I now start to invest in the area of calling and purpose.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. And I would take it for that we should stop recycling. Because what I see us do is, you have a purpose, you have a calling. Instead of you to start it, instead of you to just approach it, we're looking for the escape routes, the simple way out. And so we recycle other people's purpose, other people's calling, and we're leaving aside that which will be, like you said, we're investing in heirs instead of the real deal.
And here's the sad part about that. Oh, one second. So my team wants to help us share this thing. Is it on your Facebook wall?
Yeah, that's what, let me check. It's supposed to be there. Okay, I'm on. Okay.
I'm on your wall right now. Let me see.
Yes. Okay, so it's supposed to be there now. Saying share on my
Oh,
time.
I don't see you.
So I'm putting
Yeah, I
it on
don't
my
see it.
timeline right now.
Okay, there we go.
Just give me 1 second. So on my timeline, you would see it. Yeah. I'm putting it on my timeline. I don't know, it's taking forever. So, however,
Okay.
I have it, we have it full, so I'm recording it so I can easily just,
Okay.
yeah,
Perfect.
but I did
Yeah,
try
I don't see it, but I'll just post it here.
yeah. And the
Here.
thing is, yeah, it said it's streamlining, and except if I want to stop, but I'm not stopping, so I put it back.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so it should well, I don't know. I'm not in the tech on your end, but we'll find a way to get them to see it later on, because I don't know if they're able to see it right now.
Okay.
So no, what you were saying was, so many times we sacrifice our calling for the sake of someone else's. And what I've seen is that is such a disservice to how God has created us, how God has created you.
That's true.
Because the truth is, no one can be Toyin Crandell. I cannot be you, Yetunde.
Yes, that's right. Wow, the link is not
the
that.
area that they do on our team, like gifted. And I couldn't do what they do if I wanted to do what they do. And what is the sad part is when we are not clear, because the only reason we assimilate into other people's calling and purpose and trying to be somebody else or trying to be someone that we are not.
Yes.
Because we are not clear on what God is saying to us, for us.
Clarity of vision.
And so many times, like, we wait for other people, guys, listen to me, to tell us what God has said. And I just want to say this, you don't need that. I go to church. I love the local church. I've gone to the local church for all my life. My dad's a pastor. I went to my father's church till I was 29. They moved out of the city. I've been at another church for years since then. I love the local church. So please hear my heart. This is not like go off by yourself and don't do nothing and don't be accountable. Be accountable.
That's nothing.
Here's the thing I'm saying. What I'm saying is many of us have given up that direct connection that God created you to have with him, where you hear his voice and you do what he says and you have a history with God, to whatever spiritual leader is around you. So you wait for them to come to you and tell you, this is what God said to me about you. You should do that. That's right. You should be here. You should do that. And we're waiting for someone else. I'm just waiting for a confirmation. What? And God's like, but I told you. Like, and I this is the last thing I'll say about that is, when you die, you're not going to stand in front of God with your pastor.
Yes.
You're not going to stand in front of God with your wife
and say, you didn't tell me.
Believe me or don't believe me.
Or you didn't tell me enough for me to hear. Or it wasn't clear to me when he was saying
it. That's not an excuse, because there's people on the planet. Hello, you're watching this video. People on the planet who can actually teach you step by step by step. How do I hear the voice of God? How do I decipher what he's trying to say? How do I know what the timing is? How do I now live it out? Okay, Toyin, this is what just happened. I want to quit because this is going on. How do I push past my own subconscious roadblocks, my own limiting beliefs, so it's just done?
That's right. That's very, 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 very good. Yeah.
And those people are on the planet. You just need to put your hand up.
And to talk about what we're doing in this time, like this coronavirus stay home, I started this kitchen table talk. So we were supposed to be having you in April, you know? You're supposed to be coming here for our women program, Women of Substance.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh, so what's going to happen with all our guests out there? And I just got the inspiration saying,
right,
what are you talking about?
It's not over.
You can get those people to talk to your people. What do you mean? And I'm even giving you a global voice right now. So not just your people, take it to all the people.
That's so
Take
good.
it to all the people. And so
Come
that's
on.
how I started and invited the first guest, the second guest, and you're the third, I think the fourth one. And I'm having another guest
Come on.
to be talking about understanding the time. So I'm so happy that you spoke about understanding the time. Because if you understand the time, then you will understand the objections in the time, you will
That's right.
understand the limitation in the time, and you will understand the victory that is in the time.
That's right. That's
So,
exactly
yeah,
right.
yeah. So I'm really, really, really blessed. So from hearing you, I knew you talked about when you finished school, you were carrying a student debt of about 23,000. You said.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know what gave you that drive. What inspired you to say, I don't want to go into the workforce with debt? Because the understanding for an ordinary person is to say, okay, it doesn't matter if I carry this debt while I'm in school. When I'm done, I will get a job. But the first thing you thought of was how you get this out. So maybe you can take us through the journey of your after school and how you came about
Getting
counseling
debt
and
free.
helping others to, yeah.
So one thing I'll say, because some of you guys who are watching, you hear $23,000 debt and you're like, oh, that's baby stuff. If you knew my debt, if you know how much I owe,
Oh,
Toyin, you will not be talking, because how much I owe is not comparable to 23,000. Let me just preface what I'm about to say with this. We have helped people pay off over $1 million worth of debt. Okay, we've helped people increase their income by hundreds of thousands of dollars. So what I'm talking about is not just applicable to $23,000 worth of debt. If you have $200,000 worth of debt, it's applicable to you.
good.
Okay, so I just want to say that, because I know some of you are like, that's chicken change. Let me tell you, we've worked with chicken change debts. We've also worked with big deal debts, if that's what you're thinking of. Now, but here's the other thing I want to say. For the people who have $23,000 or $10,000 debt, but it's never left, it is massive debt. Because we're all different. So for me, it was $23,000, but I promise you, I was as overwhelmed by that $23,000 worth of debt as somebody who has $200,000 worth of debt. I thought I would never be debt free. I was stuck. I can't tell you guys the word stuck, how overwhelmed I was. I was so overwhelmed by my debt that I literally thought it was impossible, and I just ignored it. I was getting collector calls. I was getting all sorts of calls, and what am I going to do? I don't know what to do with this. I tried to pay off the debt. I would try, I would fail. I would try, I would fail. So what do I do? And I remember back then, my dad kept on saying to me, Toyin, you got to get rid of the debt. You have to be a responsible person. You have to be responsible. And I'm like, I wouldn't even have the conversation. I'm like, yeah, I hear you. In my mind, I'm like, I'm trying.
You don't just,
but it's not changing.
I'm trying. It's not
exactly.
changing.
It's not because I want to have debt. It's not because I want to be irresponsible. I'm actually trying, but it's not working. And what shifted for me? The first thing that shifted was hope. So for me, when I built the debt was stupid debt. I call it stupid debt. I'm the only one that has stupid debts, because everybody else's debt is for a reason. My debt wasn't around my school. My debt wasn't because I was going to school. I went to school on scholarships. My whole tuition, everything had been paid. I think by the end of my schooling, there was like $1,000 left that I had to pay out of pocket. For school, yeah. So it was all scholarships. But I ran a business when I was in university. My business also did very well. We had about $150,000 of revenue in 2 years. I was 16 to 18 years old at that time, because I started university at 16. And I was like, this is a good life. You have all scholarships. You're running a business.
You're making money.
You're making $150,000 that you have never seen in your life before. And I didn't understand money. So if you have a problem with money, if a lot of money touches your hand, the problem is still there. If
Hmm.
no money touches your hand, the
The
problem is still
is
there.
still there. Yeah.
So all this money came in, and I, because I didn't have a good relationship with money, ended up spending all of it and creating $23,000 of extra debts
Yes.
after
Yes.
spending what I had.
Hmm.
So now I've graduated. I have nothing to show for all the work I did. I have $23,000 debt that's from the silliest things you can imagine, trying to show off to people.
Hmm.
And now I don't know what to do with it. So the first thing that happened to me was I got to know Jesus Christ. Like, actually, for me, that was my first step. Was when I gave my life to God. It was like it changed my whole life. And as I was walking with God, he was teaching me so many things, and he's showing me, how to live life. And I'm reading the Bible and I'm learning. And one day he said, "Okay, Toyin, we got to talk about this money thing."
Hmm.
Because the truth is, it doesn't honor me when you owe.
Praise God. Praise
Doesn't
God.
honor me. And there was a scripture that he referred me to that blew my mind, because back then I used to give. I was trying to give my way out of debt. I was trying to I know how to help you. I think I know how to help you stream to Facebook. On your end, let's
Yes.
just troubleshoot this right now.
Yeah, I think I have that thing. Yeah, the
You
place
see
that
live on Facebook, live to Facebook. Okay,
I think it has to do with my connection or something.
Oh, okay, maybe it's the connection that's not allowing.
Because I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So then that means it's just recording the conversation, and then you can post it after. Cool.
So you see now, so I've connected it again to say go live on Facebook.
And then it's pinwheels.
Then you get it.
Okay, that's happened to me before. I don't know how to fix that. So I'm not going to try to fix the tech. I was like, there's a button. You can press the button.
Yeah, I know that.
So what we'll do, what happened was he showed me, like, there was a scripture in the Bible where, so I was trying to give my way out of debt.
Okay.
Because that was the only law of money I knew. There's 4 laws of money. I knew one. And one of them is give. All of us can finish the sentence. Give, and it will be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall be poured into your bosom.
That's right.
So I heard that, and I knew that. And you would see testimonies of people, and I was an itinerant minister at that point. So I went to many different churches, and it was interesting because my dad in our church, he has very low toleration for, like, you need to give to, in like that kind of like manipulative pressure type of giving that sometimes happens. Listen, it happens. And so like it's like, and so
you feel guilty to give.
That's right. Like, you have to feel guilty in order to give. So he had very low toleration for that. But I was an itinerant minister, so I was going to many different churches.
Yes.
So I'd be in many different what do you call it? Congregations and events where people would start to say things like, if you give this amount, you will get a financial breakthrough.
Oh my God.
If you give this amount, you have to give this number because this number is this.
I remember this. If you give in dollars or you give in pounds.
That's right. That's right. And one of those days, because I just believed it, and I was like, I was just giving and giving. And like, I didn't have that much to give, but I would give because I thought it was me honoring God in my finances, so God could help me in my finances. So I remember the wake-up call came when one day a minister said, I was at another event, and he said, today is the 7th day of July in 2000 and whatever it was, maybe 2007. I don't remember. But it was like 7-7. Right? It was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Like, 7-7. So he goes, you guys should give in sevens, and God will give you a breakthrough in 40 days. And he said, so for example, you're going to do 2,700 or 700 or 7 this or 7 that. And I now looking back, I'm like, it's funny he didn't say $7 because $7 is also a multiple of 7.
Oh, you look for the 7 cents.
2,000, you know what I'm saying? Or 7 cents, whatever it is. You got the 7, just jump on the 7.
We don't want to give you the trouble of looking for those.
Exactly. And so he goes, to 2007. And I remember I had 2007, like I barely had that left. And it was my last amount of money. And I literally was like invested in this thing. I said, Jesus, I am bringing this sacrifice to you. And I'm believing that in 40 days, I will have a breakthrough and this debt is going to be paid off. 40 days came and I was counting down the clock. I was watching my calendar, 40 days left, nothing. And after 40 days, I prayed because this had happened, like, but on small levels. And that day just woke me. Like, I was like, this was I was so invested in it. And I prayed and I said, God, what just happened? What happened? Because I did it. I gave. I sacrificed.
I thought I had you.
Exactly. But nothing. I didn't receive. This debt is still there. And now I'm worse than I started. And the scripture that he referred me to is in the book of Isaiah. And he says, I do not accept robbery for offering. And I was like, I didn't steal this money, right? I didn't steal the money, so it's not robbery. Then he referred me to another scripture in the book of Proverbs. And in Proverbs, it said, if you owe your neighbor and you have it in your hand to pay them today, but you tell them to come tomorrow, it's robbery. And he said to me, when you have the ability to pay right now, and instead of giving it to the person you owe, you put it into the offering, you're taking money from who it belongs to come and give to me.
You've robbed.
You've robbed to give offering. And I was like, whoa. So what, how do I pay off this debt? And that's the whole piece that now we coach so many people on. What we coach you guys on is paying off debt is first about stopping a pattern. Anyone, you can pay off debt with a consolidation, right? You can pay off debt with a refinance of your mortgage and just put the debt in the mortgage. Pay off debt with a windfall. Somebody just gives you the money, you just pay it. But the problem you and I both know is it's not about the consolidation. It's not about the budget. It's not about the refinance. It's not about the windfall. It's about the fact that you've paid debt and it comes back. And you pay it and it comes back. And you pay it and it comes back. It's a pattern.
Yeah.
And so what you need to do is you need to address what is going on in your mind that makes debts comfortable for you.
What makes debt comfortable for you?
And even bigger than debt, because some of you guys who are watching, you don't have debt. And we coach a lot of clients who have zero debt. But the challenge for you is you can only ever earn to this amount. And then when you get there, you work harder, but it just wiggles right here. And the reason is because that's the ceiling on your income in your mind. That's the ceiling on your revenue in your mind. And those are the conversations we have. So yes, I can tell you all the strategy. And back in the day, I used to teach strategy only. I used to tell people, this is how you organize the debt. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. And right now we tell people, look, if we don't get to the root of this thing, it doesn't matter how much strategy you know. If you want a budget, go to Google. Google will give you a budget. It's very easy. Everybody knows what we need to do to be debt free. Everybody knows what you need to do to be financially free. Spend less, save more, period.
That's right.
The problem is we don't. Why don't we?
Why don't we?
Our mind. Everybody knows what to do to scale your business. Go to Google. Well, how do I scale my business? Google will tell you. You don't do it. Why not? Your mind. Or maybe you do all the actions, but it doesn't produce fruit. Why? Mind. Your mind is first. Okay, give me your last question because we have like 5 more minutes. Then I have another one that I got to jump on. So,
oh my God. So you do have another interview today?
Well, we have a ton of coaching sessions.
Oh my God.
They're waiting for me right
I
in
don't want to ever go. Okay, so based on that, so for example, I used to work in the bank back in Nigeria. And you know, in Nigeria, you hardly would be borrowing money to do stuff. You have to have your money.
You have to have
to leave
cash.
your house. You have
Period.
to have the cash to buy the car and things like that.
Yes.
And so coming here, so we decided, okay, we're just gonna come here. We're gonna go to school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do anything. So my husband started going to school, and I went back to Nigeria because I knew that going to school, there's no how we're gonna be able to sustain living the kind of life we're supposed to live and even for the so
That's
I went
right.
back. Yeah, I went back home and I keep working for another 2 years. Then when it was done school, like I said, so now you're done school, you should get the best of the best job.
Because of course you've worked hard, you've invested money, you have the degree, you have the certificate, you have the math, you have the stuff. Now the job should happen. Yeah.
So this is it. So now I'm done school, came out with my master's degree, doing very well. I could not find a job. I have a house rent to pay. I'm living in an apartment with my 2 kids. So I'm putting myself in the position of my husband then. So what do I do? How do I pay my rent? How do I take care of my kids? How do I prepare myself for the job that I'm here to see?
That's
should
right.
Should I go look for just anyhow job? How do I manage my skill set to commensurate with what is required of me in the kind of job that I would love to? So how do I manage the debt that I will be accumulating at that time? Because he was spending and nothing was coming in. So that kept me back home in Africa until we had enough money to say, okay, maybe you can come now. And when I came around, I had to go for a tailoring job. I was a manager. I came and I started tailoring job.
Right. Trust me, I know.
And that's how it started, a tailoring job. But so just let's leave all that aspect until where he is today, to the glory of God. Like you said, all to the glory of God. God has been faithful. But at that moment when you finish school and you think, now this is it, you didn't come out with any debt. So what's going to happen when you don't have the job?
And that's why I always tell people the biggest thing you want to do is have coaches and mentors in your life that genuinely care about you. Because the truth is, for each person who's watching, your exact situation is a little bit different. So it's I can't in good conscience give one answer when your situation is unique to you.
That's right.
So for example, in the example you just shared, you were still in Nigeria while he was here. It's different from someone where both of you came at the same time, and both of you have graduated, or both of you came at the same time and one of you went to school and one of you is doing a job. You get what I mean? So there is so much dynamic that when it comes to those types of questions, I always tell people, just put your hand up.
And you're unique.
That's right.
Yeah.
Your situation is unique. Get on a conversation with someone that's actually going to listen to what's going on and not just tell you, here's the form, fill it out, Google, just do this. And that's one of the things I think our clients most appreciate about us is we don't even just work with anybody. Before you can work with us, we have to have an actual conversation. We need to understand the dynamics of what's going on in your life. And when we understand the dynamics, it's like a doctor. If you go to a doctor and you say, I think I need this pill or this thing, the doctor's not just going to prescribe the thing. The doctor's going to say, wait. First of all, where does it hurt?
Let's know you.
What does the pain feel like?
Yes.
When you see that pain happen, what happens in this? And then they check and they check and they check. And it's after they do those things that the doctor is now with good conscience able to say, here's what we need to do in your situation. And so that's what I would invite you to do. If you're watching this video, I don't care what your situation is, whether you have debts or you are debt free, you run a business, you work in a career, you're new to Canada or the United States, or you're not, whatever your situation is, book a call with us. And if you're booking a call with us around your money situation, you want to go to toyindada.com toyindata.com/finance. And if
You can hear that now.
or you know what, let me even give you the easy one.
Yes.
Go to toyindata.com/connect. If you're watching this and anything we've talked about has intrigued you, whether it's hearing the voice of God, living in your purpose, walking in financial freedom, walking in debt freedom, any piece of what we've said has actually resonated with you, then I'm going to invite you to go to toyindata.com/connect, because if you go there, you will connect with us.
With us, yeah.
And you choose the one that you want to talk to us about. The one thing I will say is this, like, focus on something first. So don't go to that website and be like, oh my God, this is shopping. I want to talk to her about purpose. I want to talk to her about finance. Yeah. I want to talk to her about all this stuff. No. It literally wouldn't work that way. You need to choose what is your top priority right now. If you're struggling financially, your top priority is the finance conversation.
Thank you,
if you're not struggling financially and you know it's the purpose, then go ahead and book that call through the purpose. But go to toyindata.com/connect to get access to either of those.
Thank you. So I usually ask all our guests this one question. And the question is, if God is to wink a particular magic right now, and you're given the opportunity to start all over, what would you do differently?
What would I do differently? Oh my gosh, I can answer this question so quickly, so easily. If I knew what I know now, when I was stuck with the $23,000 debt in the beginning, I would have got my mind free first. So back then, I didn't know all that I know now about neuroscience and how much our mind affects what we receive.
Yeah.
As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. If I had known that, I would have invested into getting my mind right before the strategy, because I ended up becoming debt free, but because my mind wasn't okay with having extra money, I stayed stuck. I was debt free, but I was stuck financially for 10 years until I created this program where I realized something is wrong here. Because how do I know what I know? I increase my income, but I always come back to this struggle. And when I learned this, that's what took us in the last 4 years from having no food to eat as a family. Sure, we're debt free, but we didn't have food
to eat,
because our income reflected our mindsets.
And so it just kept you there.
We were when there's debt, we earned more so we could pay off the debt. Then we finished the debt, and then our income came to meet it so we could stay stuck. And as soon as we fixed that, 4 years later, we're now running a 7-figure business, setting so many people free, thousands and thousands of people free financially, setting them, connecting them with God, and just doing what we were put on this planet to do. So if I could start all over, I would have started from the foundation, which is, who am I showing up in this world as?
That's awesome. That's really, really, really awesome. So I know that you do have a best-selling book.
That's
Mind
right.
Shifts. I know you do have that. And I really love the fact that you even made the church edition.
Yes, that's right. Did the church edition first.
Christian girls out there, you are Christian babes out there. So this book is a revelation.
That's right.
Revelation. And you know that revelation begot manifestation. So
that's right.
Please go get Toyin's book. Now, apart from your book, Toyin, what book has inspired you, and which book would you ask people to go get if you ask?
There's so many books. Honestly, guys, biggest thing, because the truth is you can read a book. How many books have we read? If you really are serious about changing your life in any of these ways, book a call. Because the truth, how many books have we read? I read 50 books. I read 30 books in 6 months.
Wow.
Because that's how much I
finding answer everywhere.
Looking for answer. I watched 20 webinars in that season. It didn't give me a solution. So book a call, find a mentor that will tell you what you need. Because if I tell you a book right now, it may not be the book you need.
For your situation.
That's right. And I don't want to waste your time having you read a book that's not the key of what you're looking for right now.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me, Yeti.
Thank you so much. Really blessed. And it's been an awesome time. So you guys have been listening to Toyin Crandell, and she's an amazing coach. She's a wonderful mom. I understand you're a mom
Thank
of
you.
two.
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm mom of three, and
Oh,
she's
that's
not
awesome.
just, yeah, she's not just a lady, she's a black girl magic. When I see a black girl doing amazing things, touching life, influencing people, and not only that, she's passionate about what she's doing, knowing
Yeah.
very well that she's just going to be helping one another. So please,
Come on.
we're grateful having you at
Thank you for
Kitchen Table
having
Talk.
me.
We're hoping that you will be able to have you, face to face when all this is over.
Yes, right?
Thank you so much.
Thank
So,
you so much, Yeti.
yeah,
I really appreciate this time. It's been an awesome, awesome, awesome conversation.
thank you. Take care.
All
My
right.
love
Bye,
to your family.
everybody.
Bye.
Will do. And my love to yours.
I will. Thanks. So thank you, everyone. It's been awesome. So we had a wonderful time with Toyin. And so just watch out for what is going to happen next at Kitchen Table Talk. Bye-bye.